Ladies, so I thought I would make a vlog about trying to conceive baby number 2. I'm currently on my way to school right now, so I thought, what a better way to just make a video, because I am literally stuck in freaking traffic. I absolutely hate New Orleans traffic. Absolutely hate it. So, where to even start? I went and seen my infertility doctor back in March. Sorry, there was a cop. I went and seen my infertility doctor back in March, and he told me that after we have our second child, that I just need to go ahead and get my tubes tied, because it's going to get harder for me to have more kids. So I've been on the fence about it and really struggling with the idea of tying my tubes after only having 2 kids, because I'm going to be turning 24 next week. So it's hard for me to wrap my mind around only being able to have 2 kids. Yes, I am very, 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 very blessed, and I know I am to have 1, because there are still women in this community that are still trying to have their first child, and I should be very grateful that I have a healthy, beautiful baby girl that's about to be 7 months old. But in my perfect world of where I didn't have PCOS, I wanted a huge family. I wanted 4 kids. My husband's not too thrilled about 4 kids. He says 3. But ultimately, it's all in God's hands how many kids we have. And I know that because it took so long to have Raylene. But I'm just saying, in my perfect world, I would love to have 4 kids. I would love it. And maybe that's not for me. I'm still back and forth on what I want to do. Do I want to get my tubes tied, or do I just want to take the chance and get IUD and try to have another child later on down the road, because I am ovulating on my own. I praise God for that. But I am ovulating on my own. I started tracking my ovulation after I seen my infertility doctor in March, and yeah, like I'm very blessed that I'm ovulating, because I know that there are some women that don't ovulate after having their first baby. And not only that, I have a mild case of PCOS too. So I know I'm very lucky to even have my child, and not only that, to be ovulating. Like, I praise God for that, because I know that there's cases where, and I'm gonna get teary-eyed, because I know there's cases where that doesn't happen. And to be completely honest, I was scared that I wasn't going to ovulate. Like, no joke, I was scared that I was not going to ovulate at all. But the thing is what is making me more scared is that me and my husband have been trying for 2 months. This month will be 2 months, or our 3rd month. It'll be our 3rd month, but 2nd month of active trying. And I'm still not pregnant. And that scares me because I'm ovulating, but I'm not getting pregnant. And maybe it's just not God's timing. It could be it. It could be completely that's what it is. Because it took us so long to have Raylene. And not only that, you know, I went to so many doctors, and then, you know, as soon as we get to where we are now, I was only here 4 months, and then I got pregnant. So I know it was God, but it still goes back to I'm scared. I was gonna cry, but I'm completely scared that I won't be able to have another child naturally. And the thing is I can't even have a vaginal birth. I have to have C-sections because of complications that I had with Raylene. And I don't know if I've talked to y'all about it, but the day before I turned 32 weeks pregnant, I fell. We were downtown New Orleans. I was taking my husband to eat where me and my friend ate at, which was amazing. And we were down there, and I was like, oh, you know, let's go eat there. So we got out of the car or whatever and started walking, and I was like, oh, look at these dogs in this fence. And before I knew it, if you've ever been in New Orleans, you know that the roads suck down here. Like, they absolutely suck. They do not repave them. The roads, sidewalks, everything. Not only that, the people are darn rude down here. Anyways, but that's a whole other thing. But I fell, and I started having contractions after that. And it even more so, they started when I had my 32-week anatomy scan, which was 2 days after, or 3 days after I fell. And where Raylene was stuck, and we didn't know, which the woman that done my anatomy scan that said that my insides were fairly small, which I knew that when I was 7 weeks pregnant. You know, when they check your uterus and all that, my fertility doctor, because I seen him from the time I got pregnant to 12 weeks, and then after that I started seeing my other OB. They told me that my insides were small. Like, I was 7 weeks, or 8 weeks, 8 weeks, but I was measuring, like, my uterus and everything was measuring like 6 weeks. And I asked him, I was like, is that fine? He was like, yeah, that's perfectly fine. He was like, everybody's different. It's like, okay. So when I fell, you know, that caused a bunch of other stuff, and I was like, okay, you know, I was literally, no freaking joke, if you're friends with me on Facebook during that time, I lived in the maternity ward like from 32 weeks to the day I had my daughter, and I was there 2 to 3 times a week, and it was bad, like where I was having contractions so much, my body was exhausted, like completely exhausted. Not only that, Ray was trying to come so early, and that had me stressed out because we were moving into our different house, or in the process of packing, and was going to be moving. So I was like, oh my God. But to speed it up, when I got induced November 10th, and that morning, well, not even that morning, that Saturday, I knew something was wrong, because Ray wasn't moving a lot, and I had this gut-wrenching feeling that something was wrong. Like, I went to the hospital, and I was having contractions, but where I was having them, but I wasn't dilating. So with that being said, nothing was being done. Like, anyways, I begged. My doctor was out of town, and I begged my nurse that I had several times. I was like, can you have somebody else induce me? I was like, my doctor said if I make it to 39 weeks and she has not come, I can be induced because I'm so exhausted. And she was like, sorry, your doctor's gonna have to do it. And I was like, what the crap, man? So that night I was having contractions all night. I mean, painful freaking contractions. The next day, which was Sunday, having contractions all day. And that Monday, like, I was done. I could not handle it anymore. I rescheduled my appointment from that Wednesday to that Monday, and I went in, and my doctor came in and he looked at me. He was like, you are exhausted. He was like, you're wanting to be induced, ain't you? I was like, yes. I was like, I can't handle this anymore. I was like, I can't. I was like, I am too tired to be dealing with all these contractions the way I have been for so long. And he understood. And he completely left it up to me if I want to be induced. But I wanted, the only way I wasn't going to be, what's the right word? The only way I was going to be induced is if I was not dilating, which I was not dilating. Come to find out, and the reason why I wasn't is because Raylynn was stuck. And the way she was stuck, she was head down, but she was sideways. So not only that, her umbilical cord was wrapped around her neck twice. So even if, that even makes me emotional, even if I would have went to push Ray, I could have possibly lost her, because it would have been like a noose around her neck, and I would have had an emergency C-section anyways. But the way she was positioned, my epidural started wearing off, and I was having back labor pains. Like, they had to come in every 2 hours to adjust it. It was that morning, it was around 2 o'clock, November 13th, the day I had Ray. My epidural started wearing off, and they had to come in and fix it. And by 5 o'clock that night, which my doctor told me, my OB, he said, if you do not have her, and he's told me, he's like, if you do not have her by 6 o'clock Thursday night, I'm taking her. And my epidural started wearing off. I was at an 8, and I had to get an epidural to even let my body relax so I could dilate. So that wasn't fun. Anywho's, sorry, this traffic is crazy. I had to, I had them to call my doctor in. I was like, I'm done. I'm done. I can't handle this no more. And my doctor came in. He was like, you're at an 8. Let's try. I was like, no. I was like, I cannot do it. I was like, I cannot go an extra 2 centimeters. I was like, I'm exhausted. I was like, I'm exhausted. I was like, and plus I'm a pansy. I was like, I cannot do this. So he was like, okay, I'll step out of the room, let you and your husband make sure this is what y'all were wanting. And of course I was scared. And he came in, he was like, you made your decision? I was like, yeah. I was like, just give me the C-section. I was like, because I'm not doing this no more. I was like, I can't. And then when he delivered her, I didn't get to see her. I was knocked out because of the medicine, because I don't take any medicine. I don't even like taking Tylenol. But my husband seen her. You know, I woke up when I heard her cry. And after all that happened, my doctor told me, he was like, you made the best decision. He was like, because if you would have went to push her, it would have been like a noose around her neck, and you would have had an emergency C-section, or I could have lost her. So, because of that, I have to have C-sections now on. But, you know, I am perfectly fine with that because of everything I've been through with Ray and everything. I'm perfectly fine with it. I'm perfectly fine because at least I know that everything's going to be okay. But anyways, so I don't know how that went from TTC into everything with Ray, but it did. So that's about, you know, everything that happened. I mean, I'm just scared. I'm scared I won't be able to have another baby. But, you know, if I can't, then, you know, I told God, I was like, if I can only have one, I was like, I'll be perfectly fine. So, if I can't, then I will be okay because I have my beautiful Raylan Grace. So, anyways, I am almost to school, still stuck in traffic, and I will talk to y'all ladies soon.